My name is Ambassador Deepak Vohra, and I have been involved marginally in the review activities for the Indus Water Treaty sometime in the 1990s. I don't remember the year. But at that time, the feeling seemed to be from the Pakistani side that they could get away with whatever they wanted. It's important to remember that the creation of Pakistan was in 1947. The Indus Water Treaty was signed in 1960. 13 years later, because some fellow in Pakistan realized that the headworks of the irrigation system of the canals built in British Indian Punjab were in Madhapur and Ferozpur, both in India. So India gave them some money, I think 6.5 crore pounds sterling, in order to build their own systems, etc. But they used the money to build Tarbela and the other dam, which is Mangala Dam, which is on the Indus, and the other one is on the Jhelum. Now, so they've not been honest right from the beginning. And whenever we wanted to do something as far as the Indus River is concerned, they would always say that, look, this treaty has survived so many conflicts between India and Pakistan, nothing is going to happen. However, they did not know that this time they were dealing with a person called Narendra Bhai Damodar Das Modi, and we'd had enough, especially after the Pahalgam attack, that the feeling was that, oh, India will make some noise, India will lodge one protest here, there, everywhere, go to the United Nations, cry on America's shoulder, and then things would be back to normal. But this is not the India that they were used to. Now, what is the impact of this? First of all, as far as international matters are concerned, international conventions are concerned, the Indus Waters Treaty, which was signed with facilitation by the World Bank in 1960, it can be nullified at any time if the circumstances during which it was signed have changed materially, either in terms of demography, in terms of the climate, in terms of utilization of the water, etc., etc. So India is perfectly within its rights, and Pakistan knows this, to nullify the treaty, which is why they haven't rushed to the International Court of Justice, even though that has no jurisdiction in the matter. They've kept quiet and they're trying to settle it bilaterally, which is what India had been saying right from the beginning. But as we say with Pakistan, give them a tight slap on their face, then they will understand what's happening. So the first issue is that we are well within our rights to nullify the treaty. We've kept it in abeyance. It's a wonderful term that we use. Basically, it means, look, brother, go climb the nearest peepal tree. You are not going to get any more water from the Sindhu River and its 5 daughters. What happens then? It's going to take, I believe, because I'm special advisor in Kargil and in Leh, spoken to many experts there, and what they have said is that it's going to take anything around 24 months for India to completely, and I say this very slowly so that you can understand, to completely stop the flow of Indus and Indus systems waters into Pakistan. If that happens, 80% of that country's agriculture, which is dependent on the Sindhu River, will collapse. As it is, Pakistan is a net importer of food grains because of misutilization of water, and they had no idea. Every time we spoke to them and said, look, the Indus Delta is dying, shouldn't you do something about this? They would turn around and say, oh no, inshallah. So Allah is a great person, but he's not a hydrographer and he doesn't have the time. He's not a hydrologist. He doesn't have the time to help you explain what the significance of a dried up delta is. So the first thing is that it's going to hit them very hard in less than 24 months from now. Also remember that we are now helping Afghanistan, which hates Pakistan, to dam the Kabul River. The balance 20% of the water that was being used in Pakistani agriculture came from the Kabul, which was fed by its tributaries, the Alankir and the Kunat, before it enters or meets the Sindhu at a place called Abbottabad, which is quite amazing. This is the place where that character, that buffoon, Osama, son of Laden, was finally nabbed and killed. So what we are now seeing, that we are launching a non-kinetic attack on Atankistan. We are going to make them pay for this. Without water, there is nothing that they can do. Oh, they'll threaten us, we'll do war, we'll do this, we'll do that. And that buffoon, that fat chap, Billy Bunter, who claims that he was a minister once upon a time, he talks all kinds of nonsense about pani bhi bahega or khoon bhi bahega, all kinds of rubbish. The fellow doesn't understand what he's saying. I've seen this before in my career. When the Ethiopians were building the Grand Renaissance Dam, in Ethiopia to dam the Blue Nile, which is the major source, which gives more water than the White Nile. The Egyptians were very upset because Egypt, you remember, Herodotus in antiquity, the Greek historian, had described it as the gift of the Nile. The Egyptians got very upset. If you build this dam, we'll do this, that, and the other. We'll bomb you, we'll fight you, we'll destroy you. But the dam was built with funding from the Chinese, built by an Italian company. The Egyptians didn't dare attack. So as far as I'm concerned, what I can see and understand here, they will not be able to do anything. They'll come to their knees, they'll beg us, they'll ask Uncle Sam, please help. They'll ask whoever they can approach. Maybe they'll ask Saudi Arabia and others that please give them some water so that their agriculture is able to survive. Otherwise, their population is increasing at a phenomenal rate. They don't have the money to even pay for their food grain imports. My assessment, therefore, after having given you a background about the Indus Waters Treaty, is number one, the treaty is dead. I'm not even saying as good as dead, it's dead. Number two, Pakistan is going to suffer enormously. Number three, India is teaming up with its good friends, the Taliban, at the moment in Afghanistan to make sure that the day of reckoning for Pakistan comes sooner rather than later. And what will happen is the people responsible for the Pahalgam attack, especially that mad mullah Munir, in order to save himself as soon as the water scarcity hits, he is going to want to kick out the government to make sure that he is not kicked out. Remember, India is a water-stressed country. Pakistan is a water-starved country. And if they keep depending on Allah to bail them out, I'm afraid it's not going to happen. So please watch this space, and thank you, Republic Bharat, for giving me a chance to explain. The treaty is dead. Pakistan is in deep trouble. Afghanistan is on our side. Nobody in the world cares what happens to Atankistan. May I just tell the millions of people from that country who watch this show, get rid of your biggest enemy, which is your army. Otherwise, your survival is no benefit to mankind. Your extinction is no loss to mankind.